Pathways 3. Private Wealth. Asset Allocation. Asset allocation in the CFA Level 3 curriculum emphasizes the integration of macroeconomic analysis, capital market expectations, and investor-specific objectives into portfolio strategy formulation. Candidates learn to evaluate economic growth, inflation, fiscal policy, monetary policy, exchange rates, and business cycles to forecast asset class returns and guide strategic decisions. The curriculum also explores risk factor approaches, liability relative investing, goals-based investing, and mean variance optimization. Emphasis is placed on balancing return objectives with liquidity, tax, and regulatory constraints while incorporating behavioral finance considerations. Rebalancing policies, Monte Carlo simulation, and scenario analysis are also examined to assess portfolio robustness under changing market conditions. Portfolio construction. Portfolio construction focuses on designing diversified portfolios that align with investor objectives, constraints, and risk tolerances across equity, fixed income, and alternative investments. The curriculum explains the role of equities and bonds within portfolios, portfolio segmentation methods, leverage considerations, liability-driven investing, and cash flow matching strategies. Candidates also study alternative investments as diversification and risk mitigation tools within multi-asset portfolios. Institutional and private wealth portfolio management are explored extensively, including investment policy statement formulation, liquidity planning, and evaluation of pension funds, sovereign wealth funds, and endowments. Trading costs, electronic markets, and enterprise risk management are integrated into the practical implementation of investment strategies. Performance measurement. Performance measurement in CFA Level 3 emphasizes evaluating investment effectiveness through performance measurement, attribution, and appraisal methodologies. Candidates learn to distinguish between return attribution and risk attribution, as well as macro and micro attribution frameworks. The curriculum examines returns-based, holdings-based, and transactions-based attribution approaches for both equity and fixed income portfolios. Benchmark construction and benchmark quality testing are central themes, including the implications of benchmark misspecification. Risk-adjusted performance metrics such as the Sortino ratio, appraisal ratio, upside/downside capture ratios, and drawdown measures are studied extensively. Manager selection, due diligence, behavioral considerations, and the Global Investment Performance Standards, GIPS, further strengthen professional portfolio evaluation capabilities. Derivatives and risk management. The derivatives and risk management section develops advanced understanding of how derivative instruments alter portfolio risk and return characteristics. Candidates analyze option strategies including covered calls, protective puts, collars, straddles, and spreads, focusing on payoff structures, break-even analysis, and volatility implications. Futures, forwards, and swaps are examined as tools for modifying interest rate, currency, and equity exposures. The curriculum also explores volatility derivatives, variance swaps, and derivative applications in asset allocation and portfolio rebalancing. Currency management receives significant attention through discussions of active hedging, carry trades, volatility trading, and emerging market currency exposures. These topics collectively prepare candidates to implement sophisticated institutional risk management frameworks effectively. Ethical and professional standards. Ethical and professional standards remain a foundational component of the CFA Level 3 curriculum, emphasizing integrity, professionalism, fiduciary responsibility, and investor protection. Candidates must master the CFA Institute Code of Ethics and Standards of Professional Conduct, including applications involving market integrity, duties to clients, conflicts of interest, and investment analysis. The curriculum stresses identifying ethical violations and recommending preventative compliance procedures. Candidates also study the professional conduct program and disciplinary review process used by CFA Institute. The Asset Manager Code of Professional Conduct further extends ethical expectations to investment management firms, reinforcing transparency, loyalty, diligence, and fair dealing principles essential to maintaining trust within global capital markets. Pathways Private Wealth. The Private Wealth Pathway introduces specialized knowledge for advising affluent and ultra-high net worth individuals through comprehensive wealth management frameworks. Candidates study private wealth industry structures, advisory models, compensation systems, and regulatory considerations. Emphasis is placed on understanding family dynamics, human capital, client communication, and multigenerational decision-making processes. Wealth planning topics include goals-based financial planning, retirement strategies, taxation, liquidity management, and investment allocation optimization. Candidates also learn techniques for preserving purchasing power against inflation and managing exchange rate exposure. The pathway integrates legal residency, entrepreneurship, philanthropy, and inheritance planning to address the complex financial needs of wealthy families and private clients globally. Integrated professional application. CFA Level 3 integrates technical portfolio management expertise with real-world advisory judgment and ethical leadership. The curriculum requires candidates to synthesize macroeconomic analysis, strategic asset allocation, portfolio construction, performance evaluation, derivatives implementation, and private wealth planning into coherent investment recommendations. Strong emphasis is placed on tailoring investment solutions to client objectives, constraints, risk tolerances, and behavioral characteristics while maintaining professional integrity. Institutional and private client case studies encourage practical application of concepts across dynamic market environments. By combining analytical rigor, communication skills, and fiduciary responsibility, the program prepares investment professionals to serve effectively in advanced portfolio management, institutional advisory, and private wealth management roles.